Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit Exclusive. My guest today is the chairperson of India's largest and world's second largest integrated zinc and silver manufacturer, Priya Agarwal Heber. She is the chairperson of Hindustan Zinc. Priya, thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit. We are at the SK Mines. It's one of the most mechanized and digitized mine in the country. Take us through how big is this mining operation here?
Firstly, thank you, Sajeet, for having me. It's really, really wonderful that you've come to visit us. Welcome to SK.
Thank you.
So a little bit about SK, a little bit of Hindustan Zinc history. 2,000 years ago, zinc was first discovered in India at our Zawar mines, and we still till today, if you go there, you'll see the first ever zinc discovered, placed there. It's such a beautiful historic mine. 18 years ago, SK mine was, was given to Hindustan Zinc. At that time, it was really seen as the one mine that can provide a lot more silver concentrate for the country. And today it really is, today we're the world's 5th largest silver provider production and soon to be 3rd largest.
And how is its mining operation evolved, over the last 18 years? Because, technologies have changed, people have changed. So what is the kind of development that happened with respect to mining? Because when you took it over, for many years, it wasn't, being explored much.
So, it's an absolutely amazing story. Today, like you said, we're the 2nd largest integrated zinc producer in the world, 5th largest silver producer in the world. We have a roadmap and we truly believe we can be the largest. India has all the resources, required to really be, create that kind of, that Atmanirbharta that we talk about. Talking about the operations, when we go down there, you'll realize that mining is no more at all as to what we used to think it used to be. Today, it's with the kind of technology, the kind of innovation that we've had, and we are very proud that Hindustan Zinc is at the front of this. Today we've been rated number 1 globally in the S&P Global Index for Sustainability and Innovation. We're really, really, proud of the kind of innovation that we have. Today, we can almost compare it to, medical. We can compare it to an open heart surgery. Back in the day, it used to be, an open heart surgery. Today, it's done robotically. So in a similar fashion, today when we mine, it's minimally invasive and it's completely regenerative. We have mines that we have regenerated, and today they are biodiversity havens, even more than they used to be before. So as long as we do it responsibly and well, mining can be a green initiative, and it can even, with the right technology use, we can go on to make it even greener than it was before.
It is one of the most mechanized mine globally, so top 5.
Absolutely.
It comes under top 5 if I'm not wrong. How do you bring in more mechanization and digitization in this mine? Because mining operation per se is more manpower heavy. So how have you transitioned from a manpower centric or labor centric to a capital centric?
So today, almost all of our operations is done from the office. Most of our vehicles are autonomous. They can fully be run in the office. It's wonderful because, the kind of number of people that used to be underground several years ago, today it's 50, 60, 70% less. And, everything done underground, when we go, we'll see is done in a way where technology is put at the forefront. There is no such thing as hard manual labor anymore. Everything is done with machines. Everything is done with the top possible safety mechanisms. In fact, what we've done also to progress this further, we have an initiative called Spark, Vedanta Spark, and with that initiative, we involve around 100 startups every year to come underground, to come to our mines and create even more and new innovation. We give them, verticals such as sustainability, efficiency, and we see what they can do best with that in terms of innovation. And the kind of innovation that, these young startups have come with is phenomenal. Today, safety is, no problem, because the kind of technology that one of the startup Safety AI gave us, everything is controlled by cameras, everything is controlled with high-tech equipment. If anything, even close to unsafe is detected by the camera, they're alerted immediately. So it's the way mining has evolved today is astonishing, and it's absolutely amazing. And we're proud that Hindustan Zinc is really leading the way here.
Tell us more about this mine with respect to the capacity it has, and within your portfolio, how big is this, and how the mining capacity has gone up year on year?
You know, it's amazing that just last year, Hindustan Zinc crossed 1 million tons of metal. And SK is responsible for 25% of that, approximately. And, you know, we have a goal of reaching 1.2 very soon, and soon after that, 1.5 million tons. So really, you know, we have a very, very ambitious growth trajectory here. And honestly, it's the need of the hour. India being, you know, the fastest growing economy, the way the infrastructure is growing, the way you know, the country is growing, the demand for zinc is only getting higher and higher. So you know, we're very proud that you know, domestically we're able to provide a lot of that.
Let's want to walk in to the mines, and
Sure.
then we can do the next round there.
Okay.
Come. So Priya, we are inside the mine. It's more of a silver concentrated mine, right?
Right. Zinc and silver. Correct.
And what component is more coming out from these mines? Is it zinc or is it silver?
So it's predominantly a zinc mine with a lot of silver concentrate as well. So, you know, it also depends upon us and how we want to use the ore. Sometimes we want to increase the number of silver content, we can do that as well. But predominantly it's a zinc and also silver ore that comes out of here.
Can you take us through the mechanization which is happening in this mine, because it's one of the most mechanized and digitized mines
Right.
for you?
So like I said earlier, we are really ahead of the curve globally in terms of the kind of innovation and technology that we're using. You know, when we walk ahead, you will see, for example, we have a machine called Solo, which is a fully autonomous machine, which is the drilling machine. And there is nobody manually handling it on ground. The individual handling it is sitting in the office and handling it. It's state of the art, and that is what we're trying to do. Get as many people as we can out of the mine. They're working from the office. You know, the vehicles are autonomous. Everything is getting electrified. We're going towards an absolute green future. We want to make sure everything that we do is with our ethos and focus on zero harm, zero waste, zero discharge. We want to be certified, and we're proud of you know, the fact that we're going towards a fully green future. Like I said earlier, we've already been rated #1 in the world in this area, and lots to go. There's new innovation coming out every day.
What about the net zero carbon target that you have for Hindustan Zinc, and as a whole, the group also as well?
As a group, we have committed to net zero before 2050, and Hindustan Zinc aims to reach there much before. In fact, we have tied up with Serentica for 450 megawatts of renewable power, which will take care of 50% of our energy, of our power needs. So by June 2025, next year, we'll already have reduced our carbon emissions by 50%, and this is already, you know, a huge step. And we are sure that very soon after that, we will be completely decarbonized.
Just to understand that, currently you use your power from thermal coal,
Right?
and that would be replaced.
By renewable power. Correct.
And once that happens, you're bringing down your carbon footprint and also making the operations green.
Green, absolutely. So, and by June 2025, we look at bringing it down by 50%.
And that will also have a synergistic benefit with respect to cost of production as well?
Absolutely, because when you have renewable power and when you have consistent renewable power, that will bring our costs down. More than bringing the cost down considerably, it will make it consistent. So currently, how the, you know, prices of thermal power and power changes and fluxes up and down, which, you know, which causes deviation in our output. The good thing about renewable power is that it will be consistent. If it's $5, it will always be $5.
I know. This is a solo machine which you were talking about, right?
This is a solo machine, one of a kind.
It's an autonomous mining machine.
Yes, the person handling it is sitting in the office right now. There is no one physically there handling this at this time.
And is that the thing across all mines, or you have? It's a gradual process of mechanization?
This is a gradual process that we will do across all our mines. We've already implemented this in most of our mines, and this will become something that we do across each and every one of them.
Give me a sense of your businesses, right? I mean, zinc, silver are the main businesses for you. You said that this mine is basically something which has more high concentration of silver.
Right.
Your entire silver production, does it come from this mine?
70% of it comes from this mine, 30% from the other mines, but this really is the largest, like I said, and this is the reason why this mine was so special when we got it 18 years ago, because of the high concentration of silver.
You're now looking at a demerger of Hindustan Zinc.
Right.
How will that work, and why are you looking at a demerger at this point in time?
We're looking at a demerger at Vedanta, and the reason for this demerger is purely taking our shareholders' interest into account. We want to make sure that each and every entity, and we have entities that are unmatched in the country. These entities, are age-old, are entities that one cannot easily replicate. Whether it's zinc, silver, whether it's copper, whether it's aluminium, whether it's we're going into the technology sector in terms of display glass. And semiconductor, these are all industries that are, very special, and we want to make them pure play for this. If investors want to invest in just silver or just zinc or just technology, they have the choice to do that, and that really will bring these entities to their maximum potential. We're getting the best professionals to run each of these, ones who are experienced, ones who know and understand these entities and these industries, in depth, and we want to make sure that we maximize our potential, and each of these entities really grow to where they deserve to be.
So you initially it was decided or indicated to us that Hindustan Zinc will demerge into 3 entities: zinc and lead, silver, and then a renewable recyclable business which is there, right? Now it seems that only 2 would be happening, and this recyclable is still a maturing business, and we will keep it with you.
Right. So currently we're looking at zinc and silver, and recycling will be a subsidy, which we will eventually, recycling really is something that we want to focus on. We want to make it much bigger. We want to be one of the biggest recycling companies of the world, because it really is important for our future, for sustainability. And as we grow, we will, possibly create a 3rd entity in the future. But right now, we're just at the initial stages of it.
give me also some indication of how the gender demographic has also changed in mining.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a man industry.
Right.
Now you have women coming up.
Yeah.
You are chairing that company. So how has it changed?
This is a topic very, very close to my heart. There is absolutely nothing a woman cannot do. And this is something that we truly believe. In 2019, women were legalized to come underground, and Hindustan Zinc was the first company to get women underground. Today, we have over 500 women working. Close to 200 of them are women engineers, and we want to go towards mines that are fully led by women. We want women-led mines, and these are women who are running forklifts. They are doing things that one could not imagine a woman could do back in the day, but today they're doing everything. They're achieving. They're breaking their own mental barrier and doing work that they or their family once could not imagine. It's absolutely phenomenal. In fact, the first rescue team of India, all women, was produced at Hindustan Zinc, and we want to make sure that this trend continues. We want to we have a goal of 30% women in the business by 2030. We're already close to 20%, and I'm sure by 2030 we'll cross that number.
So you spoke about barriers which you looked at when you entered this entire thing in 2019, and when the entire mining was opened up to women. How did you manage to overcome those barriers?
So it's wonderful. When I first entered the boardroom, when I became director, there were only men. I was the only woman there, and over time we sensed, as a company, that this needs to change. If we really want to progress, if we want that kind of innovation that we're thinking of, the kind of ethos that we're going towards, we need diversity not only in the boardroom, across our operations. And that's when we decided that we want to start with a goal of 30% women underground, and not only women. We've gone beyond that. We're talking about policy for LGBTQ. We've created a policy where I was 2 years ago. I was here meeting some of our transgender employees, and I was asking them, what is it that you would like us to include in the policies? So they actually recommended that one of the things that is very, very important to us is, our gender transformation surgery. And so we decided that day that we're going to include a policy where we will, spend 200,000, 2 lakh rupees towards their surgery, and give them 1 month, of recovery time during that. So we're really, really breaking. We're not looking at diversity and as just women. We're looking at it far beyond that, whether it's women, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's, different cultures, different levels of thinking, disabilities. We want to involve, we want to make sure we truly are inclusive, and we're really taking inclusivity, and we're ahead of the curve in this area.
So, hiring is one thing.
Right.
How do you sustain that with the remuneration that given to women? Breaking the glass ceiling and giving them parity with the men who are working in an industry which is male dominated.
So when we're talking about these facts, first and foremost, the vision is clear that it does not matter. What we want to head towards is that it does not matter if you are man, if you are woman, or if you come from any spectrum of diversity. If you have the capability to be here, you will be here. You are judged purely by your capability, your passion, and whether it's remuneration or anything of that sort, it's done equally. It's done according to your passion, your determination, your qualification, and your structure within the organization.
And how does the training happen? Is it along with them, or is it specialized training that you undertake for women participating in mining industry? Because it's going to transform. It's a transformation that is happening in the mining industry, not just from mechanization and digitalization, but also the workforce which is coming into play. More educated in that way, so you're getting more engineers coming into it. But going down the lane where unskilled workers are there, how do you get more women there? So far, it's not
not
legal.
But
at some point in time, if women are coming underground for mining on an executive role, they can go for unskilled as well, right?
Absolutely. I'll repeat myself again. That in fact, I'll give you a story. There's a woman who's leading our security practices here at Hindustan Zinc, and last year she told me that she only had 2 dreams in the world. in her life. She's part of the LGBTQ community. She said she wants to adopt a baby girl and she wants to get her mother a house. And just a few months ago, she achieved both. She got her mother a house and she adopted a baby girl. So when you're talking about differentiation and when you're talking about, all of that, it's all, India is changing. We're an aspirational, young community of people. This is a woman from, a rural part of Rajasthan, and this is the way she's thinking. She's thinking, in ways that one could not imagine many years ago, and is being fully supported by her family for it. So when it comes to training, when it comes to, everything is done in a sense where we do not differentiate women, we do not differentiate men. Everything is done together. Everyone is given the same level of training, and no one enters a mine unless we believe that they are fully skilled and equipped to do so. It does not matter what gender or what part of diversity spectrum they come from.
Being a mining company, how do you manage the local environment? Because when we talk of mining, the biggest impact that happens is to environment. Now, in your case, it's underground mining which is
right
there, but it still has a ramification, not now, maybe over a period of time. How do you ensure that there is sustainability, there is no impact to environment?
So, in fact, Hindustan Zinc takes care of Vedanta as a whole. I'll talk about close to 50 million people are looked after and taken care of and directly impacted positively by our social impact exercises. Since Hindustan Zinc, has been existing, our communities are flourishing. There is no, our communities, whether it's women and children, whether it's women skilling, whether it's education and healthcare and nutrition for children, whether it's skilling individuals to get jobs not only, in Hindustan Zinc but beyond. We're taking care of our communities, much beyond CSR. They are our family. They are our responsibility, and we want to make sure that, we are taking care of them. Just with that space in mind.
Is there specific projects that you have which are pet to you, and how for this, in this space?
Under Anil Agarwal Foundation, we have 5 verticals. 1 being for women and children, 2 being healthcare, 3 being animal welfare, 4 being skilling, and 5 being sports. These are all areas that are very, very close to our heart and areas that are very, very important for our communities and beyond.
So within the Vedanta group, you have set a target of 30% women workforce. How do you go about that? Do you get enough skilled women workforce available, or you set up training programs for them?
Absolutely, we get the women that we want. In terms of engineers, we already have close to 200 women engineers. So in terms of skill, there is enough and more women out there. Of course, in terms of specific skilling, when it comes to the mining operations, yes, we do have training, but that training is, there regardless of man and woman, because that training is required for any engineer that comes into our, into our organization. So I wouldn't say there's anything special or unique for women. This is done for men and women are, now participating much more than they used to before.
And when you meet them, what is the change that you see yourself? Not only women working, but their peers when they're working with them. Is there a drastic change in the way they are working? Absolutely,
and from the beginning, it's very important for any organization to ensure the policies are in place where there is no and absolutely no discrimination. We are a zero discrimination tolerant organization. So you will, the way, and as I said earlier, so what matters really is your passion and determination to be here, and that's what really matters, and that's how each and every individual is. If there are strict policies against, especially, for example, when I was talking about getting transgender individuals, it's very, very important to ensure that there is zero discrimination against them. And it's absolutely wonderful how Hindustan Zinc as a unit, as a family, follows these, and you will never ever find any such discrimination over here.
You have